Buick Tuesday evening. Yeah, I actually had a small amount of energy left from my day. The other day I glued this cloth back into the inside of this speaker cover. I wanted to get some brush-on type contact glue, contact cement. Couldn't find anything. I found this goop. It says it's contact cement. I don't know. I tried. It worked, but it just wasn't really what I wanted. But it came out okay. So that's ready to go back on. And then I had a small tragedy in the garage. I took my speedometer cover off because the glass was a little loose, a little bit of debris in there, and the glass needed to be cleaned, and this was pretty dingy. So I very carefully took that all off, blew it out, cleaned it really well, had it up here in the vise with facing up, and I realized that the pieces that hold the glass tight, they're like, that's part of the debris that was in there, and they just broke in pieces. So then I made, this is off of the temperature gauge and all that. Anyway, I took a piece of this foam and I cut little thin pieces and laid in there, and I was going to get ready to put it together, and I thought, I'm going to polish that thing. So I was using some of this metal polish by hand. Looked pretty good. And I thought to myself, why don't I just use that little buffing wheel and buff it out a little bit? The mistake I made, I already had laid the glass on here, and I'm buffing, and I hear a tink and a crash. So the glass fell on the floor and broke. I was not happy about that. Fortunately, I have an extra temp gauge, which is out of the 55 Project 66R, but the end broke off, and so that needs to be replaced anyway, this part here. And I have another one that's in excellent condition that I'm going to use. In fact, it's hooked up to Project 66R. Whenever I start the engine, I got gauges on it. So that was a little setback. Anyway, I got that back together, and the foam worked great. Got that on there, so I'm cool with that. This one is off of this one here. And then I decided this was all ugly like. So, and I thought maybe the pot metal or whatever that is pitted, but it's not. It was just like crud on there. So I'm very carefully working in all the grooves and everything and around the edges. So I got a few things done. So anyway, so I lubricated the little cable here. This is where you put your trip odometer back to 0. Put a little bit of lubricant there. Not a lot, just a little bit. So that's basically ready to go back in the dash. One other thing I did, I think it was last night or Sunday night, I don't know. Back on the dashboard here, I decided to put a little of that safe paint remover on there, and I discovered that this has been repainted. So it took off the outer layer. I think that's the original paint right there. So this is going to have to be stripped. I can't trust that many layers of different kinds of paint. Who knows what's going to happen. So it's going to get down to bare metal like I did everything else. We'll take out the dents. Put some epoxy primer on it. And hopefully the weather will change. It snowed the last couple days and sleeted, and it's cold out again, but Saturday was like 60 degrees. So I'm hoping it'll come back by the weekend and I can do some work outside. So minor setback, but luckily I had a spare, so I got that back together. And hopefully I can do a little bit more this week and then on Saturday.